Dear friends, as we step into 2025, we are met with an opportunity not just to set goals or make resolutions, but to rebuild ourselves. This is not about perfection, nor is it about erasing the past. Instead, it is about choosing growth over fear, courage over comfort, and authenticity over approval. When we hear the word vulnerability, many of us instinctively associate it with weakness. We think of it as something to avoid, something that exposes us to pain, rejection, or failure. But what if I told you that vulnerability is not weakness at all? What if I told you that vulnerability is the greatest measure of courage? To rebuild yourself in 2025, you must be willing to embrace vulnerability as a source of strength. This means allowing yourself to be seen, to be heard, and to be open, even when there are no guarantees. It means stepping into the unknown with faith, despite the fear of what others might think or how things might turn out. Vulnerability is standing in your truth, even when it feels uncomfortable. It is choosing to be real rather than perfect. Why do we fear vulnerability? From a young age, we are taught to put up walls, to be strong, to never let anyone see us struggle. Society glorifies resilience, but often forgets that true resilience comes from allowing ourselves to feel, to acknowledge our emotions, and to process them instead of burying them. We wear masks, pretending everything is fine when it isn't, acting like we have it all together when we don't. But here's the truth. Pretending does not build strength. Avoiding vulnerability does not make us stronger. It makes us more disconnected from others, from ourselves, and from the life we truly want to live. Vulnerability is the birthplace of connection. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are they are not the ones who have lived perfect, untouchable lives. They are the ones who have dared to share their struggles, the ones who have faced failures but kept going, the ones who have stood before the world and said, "This is who I am, flaws and all." True human connection is not built on perfection. It is built on shared experiences of struggle, love, loss, and hope. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite others to do the same. We create space for genuine relationships where we are not loved for who we pretend to be, but for who we truly are. Vulnerability fuels growth. Every great achievement, every big dream, every moment of transformation begins with a risk. It begins with stepping into a space where failure is possible. Imagine a musician standing on stage for the first time, hands trembling as they play their song. Imagine an entrepreneur launching a business, unsure if it will succeed. Imagine someone standing up to share their story, afraid of judgment, but doing it anyway. Each of these moments requires vulnerability. And yet, without vulnerability, there is no creativity, no innovation, no progress. Every time you choose vulnerability, you open the door to something new, a deeper relationship, a breakthrough, a life-changing opportunity. How can you embrace vulnerability in 2025? Acknowledge your emotions instead of suppressing them. If you're struggling, say it. If you need help, ask for it. If you feel joy, express it fully without holding back. Take risks, even when they scare you. Say yes to opportunities that stretch you. Speak up when it matters. Pursue dreams even when there are no guarantees. Let go of perfection. Perfection is an illusion that keeps us stuck. Embracing vulnerability means allowing yourself to be human, to make mistakes, to learn, and to grow. Share your story. Your experiences, even the painful ones, have value. Someone out there needs to hear them. The more you share, the more you inspire others to do the same. As we move into 2025, challenge yourself to see vulnerability in a new light. Instead of running from it, lean into it. Instead of fearing it, embrace it, because the truth is the strongest people are not those who avoid vulnerability, but those who walk through it with courage. And if you do this, if you allow yourself to be open, real, and authentic, you will find that you are not just rebuilding yourself, you are becoming the strongest, bravest, and most powerful version of who you are meant to be. If you truly want to rebuild yourself in 2025, you must start from a place of self-compassion, not self-criticism, not self-doubt, and certainly not self-punishment, but genuine, deep, and unwavering kindness toward yourself. Yet for many of us, self-compassion feels unnatural. We extend grace to others, offering comfort and encouragement when they struggle. But when it comes to ourselves, we are often our own harshest critics. We replay our mistakes, judge our failures, and hold ourselves to impossibly high standards. But let me ask you, how can you build a strong, resilient version of yourself if the foundation is built on shame and self-judgment? What is self-compassion? Self-compassion is the ability to treat yourself with the same kindness, patience, and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. It means recognizing that you are human, that you will make mistakes, and that you are still worthy of love and acceptance, especially from yourself. True self-compassion is not self-pity. It is not about making excuses or avoiding accountability. Rather, it is about acknowledging your struggles without letting them define you. It is about learning from your failures without letting them destroy your confidence. It is about treating yourself with gentleness, even when the world feels harsh. Why is self-compassion so hard? Many of us believe that being hard on ourselves is necessary for growth. We think that if we are not pushing, criticizing, and demanding more from ourselves, we will never improve. But research shows the opposite is true. Self-criticism does not make us stronger. It makes us more anxious, more fearful, and more likely to give up. Think about a child learning to walk. If they stumble and fall, would you yell at them for failing? Of course not. You would encourage them, help them up, and remind them that falling is part of the process. So why do we not offer ourselves the same patience when we stumble in life? How self-compassion helps you rebuild, it breaks the cycle of self-doubt. When you practice self-compassion, you begin to replace self-doubt with self-trust. Instead of telling yourself, I'm not good enough or always mess up, you begin to say, I am learning and I am growing. This shift in mindset is powerful because it allows you to keep moving forward instead of staying stuck in shame. It gives you the courage to try again. Without self-compassion, failure can feel final. One mistake can make you want to give up entirely. But when you are kind to yourself, you understand that failure is just a part of the journey. You begin to see setbacks not as proof that you are unworthy, but as opportunities to learn and improve. It improves your mental and emotional well-being. Self-criticism is exhausting. It drains your energy, lowers your confidence, and increases stress. On the other hand, self-compassion helps you approach challenges with a clear mind and a strong heart. It reduces anxiety, builds resilience, and allows you to navigate life with greater ease and confidence. Practical ways to cultivate self-compassion in 2025. Change your inner dialogue. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Would you say those words to someone you love? If not, it's time to rewrite the script. Replace harsh criticism with words of encouragement. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm a failure, reframe it, I am learning and growing every day. Embrace imperfection. Perfection is an illusion. No one gets everything right all the time. Instead of striving for impossible standards, Embrace the beauty of imperfection. Celebrate progress over perfection. Understand that your worth is not tied to how flawlessly you perform, but to who you are as a person. Practice self-forgiveness. Holding on to past mistakes only keeps you stuck. Remind yourself that you did the best you could with the knowledge and resources you had at the time. Learn from your experiences. Make amends if necessary, and then let go. You deserve to move forward without carrying the weight of guilt. Treat yourself with the kindness you give others. If a friend came to you feeling defeated, you wouldn't tell them they are a failure. You wouldn't shame them for their mistakes. You would offer words of encouragement, remind them of their strengths, and help them see the bigger picture. Now do the same for yourself. Prioritize self-care. Taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally is an act of self-compassion. Rest when you need to. Eat nourishing foods. Set healthy boundaries. Give yourself permission to slow down and recharge. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. In a world that constantly tells you who to be, how to act, and what to strive for, daring to be authentic is one of the most courageous things you can do. Authenticity is not about pleasing others. It's not about fitting into a mold or chasing validation. It is about standing firmly in who you are, unapologetically, boldly, and without compromise. Yet, for many of us, authenticity feels like a risk. We wonder, will people still accept me if I show my true self? Will I lose relationships if I stop pretending? What if my real self is not good enough? These fears keep us trapped in a cycle of conformity, forcing us to live a life that feels safe but unfulfilling. If you truly want to rebuild yourself in 2025, you must be willing to let go of This is not just an act of self-expression. It is an act of liberation. What does it mean to be authentic? Authenticity means living in alignment with your values, your beliefs, and your deepest truths. It means making choices that reflect who you really are rather than who the world expects you to be. It's easy to believe that authenticity is simply about being yourself. But in reality, it takes intentional effort. It requires self-awareness, self-acceptance, and a willingness to be vulnerable. It means standing in your truth even when it's uncomfortable, speaking up even when it's unpopular, and refusing to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Being authentic doesn't mean you'll always be liked, but it does mean you'll be free. Why is authenticity so difficult? From an early age, we are taught to prioritize approval. We learn that certain behaviors are rewarded while others are judged. We become conditioned to believe that being accepted is more important than being real. Over time, this conditioning leads to self-doubt. We start questioning, am I too much? Am I not enough? We begin to hide parts of ourselves, our quirks, our passions, our dreams, because we feel rejection. We wear masks, suppress our emotions, and follow paths that don't truly excite us, all in an effort to fit in. But here's the truth. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. When you abandon your authenticity to please others, you don't just lose yourself, you lose the joy, the creativity, and the fulfillment that comes with living as your true self. And the longer you suppress who you are, the more disconnected you become from your own soul, from your purpose, and from the kind of life that would actually bring you happiness. How authenticity helps you rebuild yourself. Authenticity gives you inner peace. Living a life that isn't true to you is exhausting. It requires constant effort to maintain a facade. But when you embrace authenticity, you no longer have to pretend. You no longer have to filter your words, your passions, or your emotions. You experience a sense of peace because you are finally aligned with who you really are. Authenticity strengthens your confidence. Confidence doesn't come from perfection, it comes from self-acceptance. When you dare to be authentic, you no longer need validation from others to feel worthy. You begin to trust yourself, your instincts, and your choices. You walk into every room knowing that you belong, not because you fit in, but because you are fully owning your space. Authenticity attracts the right people. When you are true to yourself, you attract people who genuinely resonate with you. You no longer have to maintain shallow relationships based on pretending. Instead, you build deep, meaningful connections with those who appreciate and accept you for who you truly are. Authenticity fuels passion and purpose. Have you ever felt stuck in a job, a relationship, or a routine that didn't inspire you? When a dream doesn't motivate you, you'll find yourself losing the job. That's what happens when you live out of alignment with your true self. The moment you embrace authenticity, you gain clarity about what actually excites and fulfills you. You start pursuing goals that matter to you, not just the ones that look good on paper. How to cultivate authenticity in 2025. Know yourself. True authenticity starts with self-awareness. Take time to reflect. What are my core values? What brings me joy? What dreams have I suppressed out of fear? Where in my life am I pretending to be someone I'm not? The more honest you are with yourself, the easier it becomes to live in alignment with your truth. Let go of approval seeking. Seeking approval is one of the biggest barriers to authenticity. Ask yourself, am I making this choice because it's what I truly want or because I want to be liked? Remember, no matter how much you try, you will never please everyone. Focus on pleasing yourself. Set boundaries. Authenticity means honoring your own needs, which often requires setting boundaries. Learn to say no to things that drain your energy. Surround yourself with people who respect and uplift you. Protect your time, your peace, and your well-being. Speak your truth. Do not silence yourself to avoid discomfort. Your voice matters. Whether it's expressing your feelings, standing up for what you believe in, or sharing your ideas, dare to be heard. Your truth is valuable and the world needs it. Embrace your imperfections. Authenticity is not about being flawless, it's about being real. Let go of the need to be perfect. Own your mistakes, your quirks, and your unique qualities. The people who truly matter will love you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. Life has a way of testing us. No matter how much we prepare, plan, or strive for success, setbacks are inevitable. Whether it's a career failure, a broken relationship, a personal loss, or a moment of deep self-doubt, we all experience challenges that shake our confidence and make us question our path. But what if I told you that setbacks are not meant to break you? What if instead of seeing them as roadblocks, you saw them as stepping stones? What if every mistake, every failure, every disappointment was actually a lesson designed to make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient? As you rebuild yourself in 2025, one of the most powerful skills you can develop is the ability to turn setbacks into wisdom. This mindset will not only help you recover from difficulties, but will also empower you to use them as fuel for growth, transformation, and success. Why do setbacks feel so painful? When we experience a setback, our first reaction is often frustration, disappointment, or even shame. We may ask ourselves, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? Will I ever recover from this? These emotions are normal because setbacks challenge our sense of security. They shake our confidence and can make us feel like we're falling behind while everyone else is moving forward. Society often glorifies success, but rarely talks about the struggles that come before it. This can make setbacks feel isolating, as if we are the only ones struggling. But the truth is, setbacks are universal. Every successful person has faced failure. Every strong person has experienced hardship. The difference between those who stay stuck and those who grow lies in how they respond to these challenges. How setbacks can make you wiser. The key to turning setbacks into wisdom is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing difficulties as proof of your inadequacy, see them as opportunities for learning and growth. Here's how setbacks can actually work in your favor. 1, setbacks reveal what's not working. Failure is a teacher. When something doesn't go as planned, it provides clarity about what isn't working. Maybe your approach needs adjusting, maybe your priorities need realigning, or maybe a situation wasn't meant for you in the first place. Setbacks force you to reassess, refine, and refocus. 2, setbacks build emotional resilience. Strength is not built in comfort, it is built in adversity. Every challenge you overcome adds to your resilience. The more you face difficulties, the more capable you become at handling them. You learn that you are stronger than you think, that setbacks are temporary, and that you can rise again no matter how many times you fall. 3, setbacks teach you humility and gratitude. Sometimes setbacks remind us to appreciate what we already have. When things don't go our way, we gain a deeper appreciation for the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that do bring us joy. They also keep us humble, reminding us that growth is a lifelong journey, not a straight path to success. 4, setbacks help you develop problem-solving skills. When something goes wrong, you have 2 choices: dwell on it or find a solution. Setbacks push you to think creatively, adapt, and find new ways forward. They teach you to be flexible, resourceful, and proactive in overcoming challenges. 5, setbacks shape your story. Think about the most inspiring people in the world: leaders, artists, entrepreneurs, change makers. Their stories are not free of struggle. In fact, their struggles are what make their journeys so powerful. Your setbacks are a part of your story too, and one day they will be the reason someone else finds hope, courage, and strength. How to turn setbacks into wisdom in 20251. Accept that setbacks are part of life. Instead of resisting setbacks or seeing them as personal failures, accept them as a natural part of growth. No one's journey is smooth. The people who succeed are not the ones who never face setbacks, but the ones who learn how to rise after falling. 2, shift your perspective from why me to what can I learn? When you face a challenge, resist the urge to see yourself as a victim. Instead, ask yourself, what lesson is hidden in this experience? What can I do differently next time? How can this setback help me grow? By shifting from self-pity to self-reflection, you reclaim power over the situation. 3, give yourself permission to feel, then move forward. It's okay to feel frustrated, disappointed, or even angry after a setback. Give yourself time to process your emotions, but don't stay in that space forever. After acknowledging your feelings, shift your focus to what you can do next. 4, look for patterns. If you keep experiencing similar setbacks, whether in relationships, work, or personal goals, take a step back and look for patterns. Are you making the same choices, ignoring red flags, repeating old habits? Recognizing patterns allows you to make different decisions moving forward. 5, seek advice from those who have overcome similar challenges. You are not alone in your struggles. Seek guidance from mentors, friends, or role models who have faced similar challenges. Their experiences and insights can help you navigate your own setbacks with wisdom and resilience. 6, reframe setbacks as stepping stones. Every challenge you overcome is a step toward your future success. Instead of seeing setbacks as roadblocks, see them as necessary detours that will eventually lead you to where you are meant to be. 7, Keep moving forward. The most important thing you can do after a setback is to keep going. It doesn't matter how slow your progress is. What matters is that you don't stop. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is taking action despite it. It is standing up when your legs are shaking, speaking when your voice trembles, and moving forward even when the path is unclear. Courage is not just for leaders in boardrooms or on battlefields. It is for everyone who dares to create a better life, a better community, or a better world. As you rebuild yourself in 2025, leading with courage will be one of the most powerful transformations you can embrace. It will shape the way you think, act, and navigate the inevitable challenges ahead. It will push you to take risks and pursue your passions and stand up for what you believe in. But let's be honest, leading with courage is not always easy. Fear is loud. Doubt whispers in our ears. The pressure to conform, to stay safe, to avoid failure can be overwhelming. And yet every great breakthrough in history, personal, professional, or societal, has come from someone choosing courage over comfort. Now it's your turn. What does it mean to lead with courage? Leading with courage doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means you don't let fear stop you. It means choosing integrity even when dishonesty would be easier. Speaking your truth even when your voice shakes. Pursuing your dreams even when success is uncertain. Standing up for others even when it's unpopular. Taking responsibility even when it's uncomfortable. Trusting yourself even when you don't have all the answers. Courageous leadership is not about power, it's about authenticity. It's about leading yourself first so that you can inspire and uplift those around you. Whether you are leading a family, a team, a business, or simply your own life, choosing courage will transform the way you show up in the world. Why leading with courage is difficult. If leading with courage was easy, everyone would do it. But the truth is, courage requires you to be vulnerable, to step into uncertainty, and to embrace discomfort. The biggest obstacles to courageous leadership include: 1, the fear of failure. We hesitate to take risks because we fear failure, but failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of it. Every setback teaches you something valuable. The most successful people in the world are not those who never failed, but those who failed, learned, and kept going. 2, fear of judgment. We often hold back because we fear what others will think, but here's the truth. No matter what you do, people will have opinions. If you play it safe, they will judge. If you take risks, they will judge. So why not do what sets your soul on fire? The only approval that truly matters is your own. Fear of change, comfort zones feel safe, but nothing grows there. Courage requires you to step into the unknown, to embrace uncertainty, and to trust that you are capable of handling whatever comes next. 4, fear for injections with questions and cares or creative pursuits. Rejection can be painful. But rejection is not a reflection of your worth, it's redirection. Every rejection brings you closer to the right opportunities, the right people, and the right path. 5, self-doubt. Courage is often sabotaged by our own inner critic. We tell ourselves we're not smart enough, not strong enough, not ready enough. But the truth is, no one ever feels fully ready. Growth happens when you take the leap before you feel prepared. How leading with courage transforms your life. When you start leading with courage, everything changes. 1, you gain confidence. Confidence doesn't come from waiting until you're fearless. It comes from acting despite fear. Every time you choose courage, your confidence grows. You start trusting yourself more. You start believing that you can handle whatever comes your way. 2, you inspire others. Courage is contagious. When people see you standing up for what you believe in, pursuing your passions, and embracing vulnerability, they feel empowered to do the same. Your courage gives others permission to be brave. 3 die. You open doors to new opportunities. The biggest breakthroughs happen when you take bold risks. Whether it's applying for a new job, starting a business, speaking up in a meeting, or pursuing a dream, every courageous action opens new doors. 4, you build deeper relationships. Leading with courage means showing up as your authentic self. When you stop pretending, when you speak your truth, when you set healthy boundaries, your relationships become more real, honest, and fulfilling. 5 died. You become unstoppable. Once you start choosing courage over comfort, you realize that fear no longer controls you. You become unstoppable, not because you no longer feel fear, but because you've learned to move forward anyway. How to lead with courage in 20251. Take small steps every day. Courage isn't about making one giant leap. It's about making small, brave choices every single day. Speak up in a meeting, share your idea, set a boundary, say yes to an opportunity that excites you. 2. Redefine failure. Instead of seeing failure as something to fear, see it as a stepping stone to success. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? Every failure is a lesson in disguise. 3. Silence the inner critic. Your mind will try to convince you that you're not ready, not talented enough, not worthy. Challenge those thoughts. Replace self-doubt with self-empowerment. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I am learning, I am growing, I am capable. 4. Surround yourself with brave people. Courageous people inspire courage in others. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who push you to be your best, and who lead with integrity and authenticity. 5. Accept that fear will always be there and do it anyway. Fear doesn't go away. Even the most courageous people feel fear. The difference is that they don't let it stop them. The next time you feel fear, remind yourself, this is just a sign that I'm stepping into growth. Then take action anyway. 6. Lead with your values. Courageous leadership isn't about being fearless. It's about being purpose-driven. When you know your values, when you are clear on what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to make bold decisions. Lead with integrity, lead with heart, and stay true to yourself. Conclusion, your courageous journey starts now. As you move forward into 2025, remember that leading with courage is not a destination. It is a lifelong journey. Each moment presents an opportunity to step into your own power, to challenge your fears, and to live authentically. The challenges you face, the risks you take, and the decisions you make will shape not only your future, but the future of those around you. It won't always be easy. There will be times when fear tries to hold you back, when doubt clouds your vision, and when the path forward seems unclear. But in those moments, remind yourself that true courage isn't about feeling fearless. It's about moving forward even when fear is present. It's about trusting yourself and your vision enough to take the next step even when the outcome is uncertain. As you lead with courage, you will discover strengths you never knew you had. You will inspire others to rise up alongside you, and you will create a life that is deeply aligned with your values and dreams.